What's good, y'all? I've got some super cool buffs for Necrozma. Yes, this is one of the trio type legendaries like Giratina, Curum. There's one more I'm forgetting for some reason, Zygarde. Those guys are all usable in this hack, unlike the box arts, who are typically not usable. Necrozma is balanced for your use, and it's an absolute sick buff for him. So he has two incredible abilities in Berserk and Ruthless. If you are new here and you don't know what Ruthless does, it functions like Sniper, and there are dozens of new moves that have 100% crit rates and 50% crit rates, which with the Scope Lens, those will always crit. And that's an incredible ability for Necrozma to hit on both sides, physical and special. I think he fits the mixed attacking vibe very well. He already kind of was one. Stats are still prime numbers. If it were up to me, he would have been a little bit bulkier, a little bit more special attack and attack, but like there isn't enough stat points for it. Giratina is 666 BST because it's funny. The other trio guys are all 660, you know, Zygarde, Necrozma, and God, I'm blanking for some reason. Curum. Yeah, they're all 660. So fits very well. Cool mixed attacker, awesome abilities. So Berserk is awesome in conjunction with Moonlight, and you can essentially put the AI in a loop where they're getting you into Berserk range and you keep racking up boosts. And you can also use that in conjunction with Rock Polish, which also gives you an accuracy boost now, which really helps with the inaccurate moves, especially Ruthless moves. So moves like Wicked Blow and Subspace Tear will always crit, and those are 90% accurate. So with a Rock Polish boost, you won't have to worry about missing those. Keep in mind that Necrozma is completely cucked by first impression, which is one of the most common offensive moves in the game, or at least priority offensive moves in the game. Most of the time the AI will, especially late game, by the time you catch Necrozma, which you don't even catch it, do you? I forget if he just like joins your team or if you have to catch him, but regardless, I know I think you have to catch him, but I know he shows up like half dead on the mountain or whatever. There's like a drain of his power or whatever. You catch him there right before the Pokemon League, and at that point in the game, he's totally reasonable. Honestly, half the Ultra Beasts are like quote-unquote more broken than Necrozma is. I love Necrozma. He's awesome, super sick design, but the stat distribution, like his design doesn't lend to very great stat distribution. Not that he's bad. I mean, he's very bulky. However, the issue is Psychic Dark doesn't have any resistances, so his natural bulk is going to have to carry a lot of the time. But the beautiful thing is he's incredibly powerful with these two abilities, so you can just abuse speed boosting items or sets or priority moves and just go to town with that. Especially like Scarf, Subspace Tear, you know, stuff like that for certain boss fights can just completely demolish things and melt through things that even stronger than Naganadel's Subspace Tear. It's 127 special attack versus 131. And then physical, there are stronger Ruthless holy crap. Stronger Ruthless Wicked Blow users. Bisharp is 130, and I believe there's one more who's Absol. Those two guys are 130, but Necrozma is the second strongest Wicked Blow, so when, you know, Bisharp and Absol are tied. So, and also Necrozma has double stab, you know, Bisharp also does, but Necrozma has two stab crit moves. You can even run fully mixed sets. Necrozma also gets Stone Edge, which is 100% crit, and then First Impression is great. Switch it in, you know, get a nice little strong First Impression. He also has access to Solar Beam and Solar Blade, which I newly added as Ruthless moves. Those are crit moves as well now. Pretty cool with Power Rib, pretty cool under Sun, especially for Pokemon like Sceptile and Shiftry and Charizard, but I'll get to those when I re-record their videos, if I even end up needing to re-record the Gen 3 guys. I don't know if I need to, but sorry, Charizard definitely needs a rework or re-recording. Yeah, awesome crit moves, all right? And then he has a couple of 50% ones. The 50% ones aren't that great on Necrozma because he is not that fast. He's 97 base speed. So then also you get him late in the game. Like obviously if you got Necrozma earlier, you know, the 50% crit moves would be really good for that point in the game, and then you delete them later on. That's how most of the Ruthless guys work. Not all of them. The fast guys are going to keep those 50% crit moves because they're frailer. And so they don't need, like the bulkier dudes can run the 100% ones, but the frailer guys are still going to be running the 50% ones a lot of the time. But that's Ruthless for you. Very, very fitting for Necrozma. Psychic Dark, also very, very fitting. Not sure why he wasn't that type before. It's like weirdly fitting. I don't know why I didn't give it to him. Like I said, you can't completely 6-0 trainer teams. Late game, most AI sets will have at least 1 to 2 first impression users, so you will be forced out. But if you're smart about it, you can guarantee the setup. Either you can, first of all, you can just get Psychic Surge up with an ally, or Psychic Terrain up, and that will not only make your Subspace Tear absolutely disgustingly powerful, it will also prevent priority moves on your end. So you can use speed boosting sets, you can use, you know, Ruthless, Rock Polish, Subspace Tear, and Terrain, and just go to town with that. He also has other really awesome moves that go well in conjunction with Ruthless. So he has Heat Wave, which will always crit. I already covered Stone Edge. A really cool thing that he can do is use moves that will drop his attack or special attack. So Twilight Cannon, which comes from Photon Geyser's animation, is really good on him, and Radiant Outburst, which comes from Prismatic Laser's animation, is also really good on him, and that's really cool. I like when like the repurposed signature moves are still good on the Pokemon who they used to be signature to. Same with like Zeraora, which is why I give it No Guard and stuff. Also because it fits, but yeah, Radiant Outburst, 180 base power, Fairy type move, drops his special attack stat by 4. Twilight Cannon drops his attack and special attack by 2. 150 base power, Dark move. Those work great in conjunction with Wicked Blow or Subspace Tear, especially Subspace Tear, because those Subspace Tear will crit and ignore any drops from those moves. So those are incredible, very, very good combinations. The Acclimate at level 70, which is just in time for the league, and Hapu and Gladion and all these late game things. By the time you catch him, he'll have the Acclimate. Like, by the time you catch him, he'll be level 5, but when you rare candy him up, he'll be learning Acclimate, and the Acclimate will give him +1 to all the stats, so you can actually change your type to not be 4 times weak to first impression anymore, and then you can maybe get a sleep growing. Potentially. It depends on what the AI has on their specific team. It depends on all the other factors. It depends on how you set it up, how well you prepare. But if you do prepare correctly, you can use the Acclimate and become any type you want, really. I mean, you have a coverage move for pretty much every type in the game. So you can become Poison if you want to resist it, and you can become, Steel if you want to resist it. Not that you have to Fire if you want to resist it. You don't even have to resist it. I mean, you can always just switch out and come back in later. I don't think sweeping is the most viable playstyle in this hack anyways. I think you'd be better off just getting a really strong attack off and then switching out, parting shotting out, or volt switching out, and then going into your Necrozma again later if you need to. It really depends on the boss fight. There's a million different ways to come to the same conclusion, which is, winning the fight. Depends on your other Pokemon and your move pool and your nature, your IVs, all that type of stuff. So yeah, otherwise very straightforward. I mean, he's bulkier, faster, speed tier is a lot better. Like I said, it's not great still, but it's good enough, especially with Scarf or speed boosting items, or like if you want to run webs on one of your other Pokemon. If you have a Weber, if you're playing team locked, it's a little bit more limiting. Play however you want. It's a cool Pokemon. I would love to use Necrozma. Super sick. Berserk fits very well. Obviously, if you didn't know why I picked Berserk, if you read the Pokedex, it literally talks about he has an extraordinarily vicious disposition and is constantly firing off laser beams. So, ruthless Berserk, beautifully fitting for Necrozma. He's literally in pain from being in our dimension. He's drained of light and stuff. He's so fucking cool. Necrozma's awesome. The Ultra forms and DESC and Dawn Wings are not usable. If you wanted to use Ultra Necrozma out of all of the cool ass Pokemon in this hack and you're disappointed that they're not usable, I don't know what to tell you. This is not the hack for you. There are so many other cool Pokemon. I don't know why you would want to use fucking Ultra Necrozma of all things. And this way I can actually give them cool, funny, OP stats without having to balance them for player use. So yeah, those aren't usable. Solgaleo Nala also not usable. Not really strange. All the other box arts aren't usable besides Ho-Oh and Lugia, who are post-game encounters that you can optionally go and catch and use. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it off there. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I could cover a bunch of other stuff like Umuzire and Future Sight are very strong with Parting Shot, and he has incredible coverage moves, all of which are very fitting in my opinion, at least for how weird he is. He does get Dragon Dance in Gen 8, so that's not a new thing. It's just new because it's not a TM in Gen 7. Same with that goes for a lot of moves, like Home Claws isn't a TM in Gen 7, but a lot of those guys learned Home Claws before, etc. Power Up Punch wasn't a TM in Gen 7. T-Spike's not a TM in Gen 7. Those are moves that the other Pokemon don't really learn. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think I covered everything pretty well. Also, I just love the fact that Subspace Tear, he's a fucking Ultra Beast, interdimensional guy. It's so cool that Subspace Tear is extremely strong coming off of him, because he's literally breaking the fiber of reality. I don't know. It's fucking cool. I like it a lot. Very fitting. Very cool. Very strong. Very diverse. Very versatile. And yeah, very balanced as well. It's not anything overpowered. So, for this hack standards at least. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. And I will be back for more. I'll be re-recording older videos. I will be altering Gen 1 to 3 Pokemon because a lot of them are a little bit out of date compared to because this whole process has taken me half a year at this point. So just from September, which is when August is when I started doing the Kanto Mons again. So yeah, all right. Thanks for listening, everybody. It was a fun time. Peace.